Leela Monroe, 23, and fresh out of NYU, walked in on the truth by accident. Jake's phone lit up on the coffee table while he was showering. Messages from Kayla work, photos, plans for nights. He swore he was stuck at the office when he stepped out. Towel low on his hips, Leela was already crying. "Don't bother," she whispered, voice breaking. She grabbed her bag and left before he could spin another lie. Back at their Williamsburg apartment, roommate Sophie found her sobbing into a pillow. "That cheating bastard. We're not staying here tonight." Sophie dragged her to a sleek rooftop bar in Dumbo string lights, skyline glowing, bass humming low. Sophie hit the dance floor immediately, spinning and laughing. Leela stayed at the high-top table, nursing a vodka soda, mascara smudged, heart still raw. Then she felt it, someone watching her across the bar. Tall, broad-shouldered, charcoal shirt, sleeves rolled to strong forearms, forest green eyes locked on hers. Theo Grant, 29. The second their gazes met, heat flooded Leela's body. Her breath caught, her thighs pressed together. She wanted him, wanted those hands to erase every hurtful word Jake had left behind. He crossed the room. Rough night. His voice was low, velvet and gravel. Leela looked up into those intense green eyes. "You could say that." She told him everything, Jake, the texts, the tears. Theo listened, ordered her water, thumb brushing the back of her hand in quiet comfort. Every light touch sent sparks racing over her skin. The ache in her chest melted into something hotter, urgent. She leaned in, lips almost at his ear. "I don't usually do this, but take me home. Please, make me forget." Theo's jaw tightened, desire flashing raw. "You're hurting. I won't be a regret." "I'm not that drunk," she whispered, fingers grazing his wrist. "I know what I want. You, tonight." He exhaled, control fraying. "My place is close. We talk first. If you still want this, when you're clear-headed, I'm yours." Theo's Tribeca loft was quiet luxury, city lights twinkling below. He made her chamomile tea, sat her on the couch, asked again, "You sure, Leela?" She climbed into his lap, dress riding up. "I've never been surer." His kiss started slow, tender, exploring, lips brushing hers until she melted. Then it deepened, hungry but patient. His hands slid under her dress, palms warm on bare thighs, lifting her effortlessly as he carried her to the bedroom. He laid her down like she was precious. Fingers traced her collarbone, then lower, teasing the edge of her bra until she arched. "Tell me what you need," he murmured, voice rough. "You," she breathed. Theo pinned her wrists gently above her head, with one hand firm, loving dominance that made her shiver. His mouth followed the path of his fingers, slow kisses down her throat, across her chest, drawing soft gasps and whimpers. He moved with her, deep and steady, eyes locked on hers the whole time, whispering how beautiful she looked, falling apart beneath him. The first wave hit her hard, slow and rolling, leaving her trembling in his arms. They caught their breath, tangled in sheets, his fingers stroking her back. But the hunger returned. This time Theo was a little more in control, hands guiding her hips as he pulled her on top, voice low and commanding. "Ride me, beautiful, let me watch you." Leela obeyed, desire burning hotter, his grip on her waist steady and possessive, yet gentle. He sat up to kiss her mid-movement, one arm banded around her back, the other tangled in her hair, hot, loving, dominant in the best way. Later, in the quiet hours before dawn, he took her again, slow, face to face, foreheads pressed together. "Look at me," he whispered, thrusting deep and tender. Every stroke felt like a promise. When they finally shattered together the third time, he held her close, lips against her temple, breathing her in like she was home. Dawn crept in. Leela woke first, Theo's arm heavy across her waist, breathing deep. Panic hit. This was reckless, incredible. But she had an interview in 3 hours. She slipped out of bed, dressed quietly. Her emerald silk scarf had fallen to the floor. She left it behind. On the kitchen island, she scribbled a note. "Thank you for tonight. It was exactly what I needed. Take care, L." She was gone before the sun rose. Theo woke to silence and the scarf. He picked it up, inhaled the faint jasmine vanilla scent, and smiled despite himself. Why did she run? Regret? Fear? He folded it carefully and tucked it into his nightstand drawer. He showered, dressed in a charcoal suit, mind full of her soft moans, and the way she'd looked at him when she came undone. Then he headed to Apex Innovations, CEO mode on. Leela walked into Apex Tower, nerves buzzing, determined to nail the executive assistant role. The receptionist smiled. "Mr. Grant is ready for you." Leela stepped into the corner office and stopped breathing. Theo stood behind the glass desk, same sharp jaw, same forest green eyes, now in a tailored suit. Every inch the powerful CEO. His pen froze. Leela, his voice stayed professional, but his gaze darkened with raw memory. She swallowed. "Mr. Grant, this is the interview." He gestured to the chair, voice low. "Apparently it is. Sit." The questions were normal. Her degree, internships, why she wanted the role. But the air crackled. "You left something behind," he said quietly when she finished, eyes flicking to her bare throat, where the scarf should have been. "Your scarf still smells like you. And last night," Leela's cheeks burned. "I panicked. I didn't want to complicate things." Theo leaned forward, voice dropping. "Too late for that. Every time I close my eyes, I feel you trembling under me." He paused, jaw tight. "You're hired. Start Monday. And Leela, try not to wear that dress again. I remember exactly how it looked on my floor." She left the office on shaky legs, pulse racing, trapped between "I should forget him" and "I want him all over again." First week, restraint and burning desire. Monday hit like a live wire. Leela wore a crisp blouse and pencil skirt, professional armor. Theo was the perfect boss, polite, distant, all Miss Monroe in meetings, but his eyes lingered. When she leaned over his desk to hand him a file, his fingers brushed hers and stayed a second too long. Tuesday, late night merger prep. They were alone. Theo loosened his tie, revealing the same throat she'd kissed. "You're doing incredible work," he murmured, stepping closer. "But every time you bite your lip like that, I remember how it felt between my teeth." Leela's breath hitched. "We can't, you're my boss." "I know." His voice was rough. "But I still taste you when I close my eyes." She stepped back, heart hammering. "I need this job. I need to move on from everything." Yet every night that week, she lay awake, replaying his hands, pinning her wrists, his whispered, "Look at me," the way he'd held her after. By Friday, the tension was unbearable. Stolen glances across the office, accidental touches that lingered, both of them fighting the same pull, wanting to be professional and desperately wanting to do it all over again, to be continued.